There we go. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry we're getting started a little bit late today. Let's start out with the roll call. If the commissioners present can state their full names, please.
Barbara Baskerville.
Darcy Rourke.
I'm Adam Murray. All three commissioners are present and accounted for. So let's go straight to our public comment period. Is there any members of the public that would like to make comments today?
Do not see anyone online, but Darcy or Rebecca, can you let me know if there's anyone in person?
No, there's nobody else in the room.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, then we'll move on to approving the minutes. You guys had a chance to look over the minutes yet, or need a minute?
I've looked over them.
I've seen them. I move we approve them.
I second.
All right, and I also vote to approve the minutes, so the minutes are approved. Okay, I understand we have an update on the administrative procedures.
Yes, good afternoon. This is Laura Provald, HR Director here at the county. I just wanted to let you guys know that we are still working through kind of bargaining impacts of the business process with a couple particular bargaining groups. The ones that seem to, well, we have a big meeting, Kathleen and I, on Friday with one particular group, the Deputy Sheriff's Guild. But it seems that the groups that are within our sheriff's department, as well as jail services, are the groups that are questioning some of the business process itself. Because of the nature of their work, they do have an internal affairs department that typically handles these types of complaints when they come in for any of our deputies or officers. So we are just continuing to work through questions and it'll be probably a couple of weeks before I have an update any further than that at this point.
Okay. All right, well, all told, I think that's optimistic. Sounds good.
Yes, it's good. We have 13 groups that we had to send these off to. So right now I just have 3 remaining. And again, they're the commanders, the Sheriff's Office Guild, and the Deputy Sheriff's Guild.
Okay, great. Thanks, Laura.
You bet.
Okay, so we don't have anything else then pending before us right now. Does anyone have an update on, sorry, let me just ask this a different way. Are we going to get the complaints that are pending out there after the administrative procedures have gone through the bargaining process, or are those complaints moving forward under the existing rules as we have them? Is that a question for Chris? Or
Okay, this is Chris, and I don't think there are existing rules.
Okay.
And just to be clear, and sorry to be picky about it, I think it's the business process that is being bargained with the guilds, not the administrative procedures, though they're probably joined enough that you deal with one, you're dealing with the other.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I would say that you don't have a series of steps to go through until those things are ultimately approved.
Approved by?
Approved by you, but that has to be after the bargaining process, I think, has been completed. You couldn't, the county could not impose upon the guilds something that conflicted with that process.
Okay. Okay.
And yes, this is Laura again. I just wanted to let you know that we only provided them the business process. So that's what's in discussion is, and it really is how it relates to employees, that particular portion. So again, we are working through that. I do see that the next scheduled meeting is not until, I think it's quarterly, so not till May 21st. We definitely will have to likely get together long before that to get these finalized. So as soon as Kathleen and I have our meeting on Friday with the Deputy Sheriff's Guild, probably within a couple of weeks, we should have maybe some possible edits provided. So we can work
Laura,
on getting back
this is-
together.
I'm sorry, this is Chris. You shouldn't take any comfort at all by the fact that the next regular quarterly meeting is in May. This group has had many special meetings, and I would anticipate that once this block to going through the complaint process is removed, that they would want to get going on the complaints, which have now sat around, some of them for months.
I would agree with that. So as soon as we can solidify this business process and get it back to you with any suggested edits from the guilds, we definitely need to probably move forward. I can't remember. I know Kathleen, I think she's out there. How many complaints have been received? I have not seen them quite yet.
I believe we have 4 now. We just got a new one this over the last couple of weeks. So I believe there's 3 or 4. I believe it's 4 though.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Could I just this is Barbara, could I bring to your attention that, number one, I think I was appointed for 1 year, which is passed probably 5 months ago. Darcy's term is coming up in another 6 months. Either we're on it or we're not on it. I kind of think that needs to be taken care of because this has taken a good year to do the bylaws, and now we're into 5 or 6 months on these procedures. Did everybody disappear or what happened?
I'm still here. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to address that. I suppose in order, the first one would be if Barbara's term has expired, is there a plan on the county level for how to fill that seat? Or Barbara, would you like to continue? Is that even an option?
That's an option, but I just need to know what procedure and for how long we're looking at is, and it's, as I said, this has taken 1.5 years and we still don't have the procedures to even hear something yet.
This is Kristen. Normally, when different boards and commissions have seats open, a press release goes out to the public and anyone is able to apply. And I believe with this board, it's county manager interviews and appointments. And so I believe to fill those 2 seats, we will have to send out a press release for a certain number of days. I don't remember exactly how many it is. It's probably 30. And then we'll have to go through the interview process for each open seat. And we can double check the charter, but I believe those on the commission can run again. But thank you for bringing that to our attention. If those seats are expired, we can start going through that process. I know Michelle from our office usually handles that, so I will have to double check with her, but that's my understanding of it.
Okay, so
Barbara,
Go ahead, Barbara.
Well,
I didn't.
it's Barbara's position that expired in what, January? And then my position next January, is that correct?
I don't know. I think we were appointed actually in August, but I don't know if the term started in January.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Which would leave Darcy about 6 more months.
Right.
And I can double check when exactly the term started. I'll have to go back and look, but it sounds like at least one seat as of now is expired or over the term limit. So I guess, and Chris or Kathleen, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the correct thing to do would be to open that vacancy up to the public and go through that process.
Yeah, Kristen, I think you're correct, but we can take a look at the original language and stuff just to see if there's a way to do an appointment or continue the appointment. So let us take a look at it and then we can send an update by email to the commission.
In the meantime, Chris, are we able to carry on with our business?
You have a quorum of duly appointed members, so yes.
Okay. All right, so sounds, Barbara, like we'll hear from the county on that issue. Do you have questions or anything else you wanted to add?
No, that's it. I just thought I should bring that to your attention.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Thank you for doing that.
Okay, so where were we on the administrative procedures then when we left off? I think
I
Did
think
we-
we're just
So-
stalled until we hear from the different union or guilds.
This is Kristen. I went through and made all of the edits that were recommended, changing executive to manager. I put the date approved. I did notice one section though. Where is it at? 1.5 leadership of the commission. It stated that the commission shall annually elect a chair at its regular December meeting. However, the way you have your regular meeting set up, the last regular meeting is in November, not December. So I don't know if you want to just remove December just at its regular annual meeting, or we could change the regular meeting dates and send out a notice to completely cancel the ones that were sent out. I mean, that is an option too.
The commission does not have something that's called an annual meeting. Lots of organizations have annual meetings. This organization does not. So it should be, if the calendar year is what interests you, either the last meeting in the prior year or the first meeting in the new year.
Yeah, good point. So we can probably just change that sentence to either say one or the other of those things. Barbara, Darcy, do you guys have a preference?
One
No,
would
either one.
be fine, yeah. Yeah.
Well, then why don't we say at its last regular meeting of each calendar year?
Right.
For the following year, yeah.
Okay, I can make that change. And then scrolling down a little, it just states it one more time and I can fix it to match what you just said above.
Okay,
Okay.
But other than that, I kind of read through it one more time just to make sure, and I re-listened to the meeting. And everything else looks good besides that.
all right, good progress. Well, I think what I'd like to propose, and see if everybody else agrees, is that we plan to reconvene as soon as we can after we hear back on the business process. And that at that time we could,
Guild.
from the guild, yeah, and then
Yeah.
at that time we could move to approve both the business process and the administrative procedures and be good to go with an update on the complaints.
That's good to me. This is Barbara.
I agree.
All
And
right.
this is Laura. I will work then with Kristen and notify her as soon as we're done with our bargaining obligation, if that works for the group.
Yeah,
Okay.
that works.
Great.
Okay, so do we want to, well, I guess let's finish those first, and then we can talk about what might happen if Barbara moves on and someone else comes on, and electing a new chair for the next year. And we can handle all that once we get the business process and the administrative procedures finalized. That seems the best way to go for me. Barbara, Darcy, you guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Agree.
Okay. All right, then, well, that's short and sweet. Anything else for the good of the order?
No,
Okay, Kristen, any questions for us?
I don't think so. No, I know Laura will be in touch and then I will pass any information along to all of you.
Okay,
okay.
very good, everyone. We can adjourn.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you.
Thanks.